Welcome to qualifying day for MotoGP here at the Spanish Grand Prix, the Circuit de Jerez Anglo Nieto. And we're in for a wet qualifying for the first time in 2024. Let's cross over then to Susie Perry as we wait for the session.
Right. Standing here, not what we normally expect. It is lessened, it has stopped, it has come back again. Hopefully this is the last shower now. Michael joining us in the paddock. And Michael, just out there in that session, Marc Marquez fastest and doing very much old style Marc Marquez things, it looks like.
It's a Marc Marquez type of day, isn't it? It's cold, it's wet. It's his first time putting Michelin wet tyres into a Ducati, and he leads the way. So I do think Marc, whenever it's a scenario where it is the rider who can make the difference, he's always going to come to the fore. And these conditions are always a leveler. It looked comfortable for him from the outset. He is the demon. He is obviously used to be the man whenever it came to in-between conditions, full wet, bike change, bike swap. So it's got that kind of feel about it, but obviously now you're lining up for qualifying and he's got to be one of the favourites.
I was going to say, favourite for pole position for you?
I think so. Off air we said it's a crash and a pole today for Marc, isn't it? It's both. I think he could put a lap time in, a banker, and then possibly go again and tip off. But I think I've got a feeling it could be a Marc Marquez pole.
Yeah, from one Ducati to another, Jorge Martin, though, seems to be struggling a little bit out there.
Struggling with the conditions, it's not easy. You have to adapt, and yeah, for Jorge Martin, when you're leading the championship, these conditions, you're going to see that as a problem. You're going to see that as an inconvenience, and you know this is going to hamper your performance a bit. When the contrast is Marc Marquez, we've seen him, you know, looking at these conditions as an opportunity, and then he goes bang, take the risk and put it on pole, well, with the best time of the session. So for Martin, championship leader, he doesn't really want these conditions. He wants to be, you know, with the drive, building his weekend nicely. So yeah, he struggled a bit, and he just looked not at ease with his bike.
Yeah, Gino Bostoiga shaking his head. That's not been a great track for him over the years. Never had a podium round here, Jorge Martin, in MotoGP. So got a lot of work to do. Pedro Acosta coming in as the fresh new boy, rookie, and he seems to be absolutely having a ball, sliding in all over the place. He's not bothered, is he?
No, and again, he doesn't have any experience on Michelin wet tyres at all, so this was a venture into the unknown for him. But again, he's one of those riders who loves the bike sliding, loves it loose, and it just playing with it out there. So yeah, I think he is the favourite for a potential victory, either sprint or the feature race tomorrow. Could he pull it out of the bag in qualifying? I think first two rows will be a result. Those little moments, you have the front slide, you're playing with the limit already in 30 minutes of figuring out how the wet tyres work. So yeah, once again, he impresses us. He just takes it all in his stride. And
through directly to Q2, the factory KTM's having to go through Q1. So let's find out what the problems are. Nat is in the pit lane with Francesco Guidotti.
Francesco, this is not the weather we're used to here in Jerez, but the same for everybody. What are the riders saying? How difficult is it going to be, this qualifying session?
Yeah, it was pretty difficult for us because both of riders complain about the grip, lack of grip on the drive. So yeah, pretty difficult to go out there today and be confident like we were yesterday on dry condition. Yesterday we missed a big chance to go to Q2, and we know that Q1 is always tricky, and today is even more than usual.
You say you were confident yesterday, both going in this first session. We saw how well you did here last season. What's been the difference this year?
Everybody grows. The level has grows itself, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no a reason maybe behind. There's many reasons, but yeah, last year was a sort of dream. This year it's a little more difficult, but we know every day is different, every year is different, every single race is different. So I'm not surprised that we're not like last year. But yeah, I was really confident, and we was there. I mean, Q2 was Brad was seen, and a little mistake, you pay off a lot.
Danny's obviously here with you this weekend, and of course testing on Monday. How much help has he been so far, and what's his objective this weekend?
Wildcard is always important for many reasons. We have always to make a double check and a back check of the material we test during the test days. Test days is 8 hours track open. We can go out and in whenever we want. on race condition or race weekend schedule make everything more difficult. So we have to test performance on a race environment. So this is his mission for this weekend.
Thanks, Francesco.
Thank you.
And the green light goes on, and qualifying is underway here. Ready to go for MotoGP here in 2024 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hope you like the new battle screen with a new timing tower as well. Q1's underway, 14 minutes remain in this, and in this session, it's Zarco, Bradl, Marini, Quartararo, who crashed out of the timing session yesterday, Morbidelli, Raul Fernandez, then it's Pedrosa, Nakagami, Salvadori, Brad Binder in here too, Mia, Augusto Fernandez, Rins, Miller, and Oliveira. 4 KTMs out of the 5 this weekend, having to go through this opening session. Not the best of looks, I'll admit, and definitely could be causing some problems later on in the weekend. Another outstanding achievement from Pietro Acosta to get through, but the track is damp. If you're joining us for the first time this weekend, it is damp out here. Light rain, air temperature 15 degrees Celsius, ground temperature 17 degrees Celsius. Wind is at 1 kilometre per hour, blowing in from the southwest with 84% chance of rain. Well, it's raining now. There's a lot of light rain on the circuit. As we see Franco Morbidelli up towards the line. Who's your predictions for the 2 riders to progress into Q2? I don't know. Oliveira will be one. The second, well, I think Oliveira will go through out of this lot, and I think the second one will be Jack Miller. I was going to go Danny Pedrosa, but I'm unsure. Really, I'm actually unsure as well. Augusto Fernandez. Oh, there's more in this session, isn't there? Hold on. That timing tower's wrong. Let me fix that for you. Blimey, what's going on here? Has the timing tower just sort of shifted for anybody else? Is that just me? Oh, I haven't done the last full lap time yet, that's why. Right, we've got an interesting situation where the qualifying screen needs to be bigger. There's more people. And I didn't think of that in this opening session. So it gives us... if I stand here, I'm still visible, aren't I? Yeah. Just don't go forward a little bit and we should be fine. There we go. Look at that. Look how tiny I have to be. But hang on. If I stand where I usually stand, about here... Hang on a minute. Where is it? Here? Yeah, it should be okay for this session. Oh, hello, Megan. Come in. Now this gets tricky. With Megan here, you'll have to sort of adjust yourself with the TV camera because it's cut down for the first part of qualifying because there's so many riders in this part of the session. But I'll say...
What's wrong with these?
Nothing. You've only had them on.
They are not fit for me.
Nobody else has had... Oh, I hate it when she does this. She says, oh, no one's had them on.
Like this.
Say again?
That is not right.
Maybe it's because of that. You've got the lead twisted around you like crazy.
No, still isn't right.
Binder, 149.112. He goes far. I don't like that. I'm changing that. Hang on a second. So Binder going fastest overall. Let me just adjust this. It's getting a bit silly, isn't it? There we go. I'll just Control Z it later. So Binder looking strong. Who decides? Oh yeah, let's have 25 because usually 12-12, isn't it, in each session? But now there's 3 more riders to filter in on the timing screen. Hello, Megan. How are you?
Stress.
I know how you feel. 3/10 up for Morbidelli at the moment. I love how Dad's going like, oh, well, we need sticks as well. He'll have sticks, and then he can do whatever he likes tomorrow. And Monday.
Yeah. Which reminds me, you need to go through with me exactly what I need to do and how to do it.
Fine. Well, basically, do you see this MotoGP screen?
Oh, don't tell me on air. I can't. I need writing.
Look, it's perfectly simple. Just stay on the gap screen. That's all you need to know about. And that's button 3.
Yeah, but how to, like, start streams and stuff like that.
Well, Josh T will do it. He knows how to do it. He'll be controlling it. Don't panic. Don't panic. Morbidelli looking very strong here at the moment. 4/10 up at the moment. That's Delta time. Megan's panicked because I'm not here tomorrow.
And for 2 of the sessions today.
What are those?
The final 2.
I'm now worried about what she's saying.
Those 2.
Oh, IndyCar FP2. Well, that's Omi.
And that one's like
Yeah.
to the end.
Qualifying's fine. Jess is
but-
doing that. Morbidelli top, 148.1918. Zarco goes second, 149.006. Binder goes top, 148.626. Time's improving out here at the moment. Cordovara's 5 seconds down. He's backed off a lot. Miller's losing a bit of pace as well to come into the end of it. Yeah, you don't need to worry about IndyCar. Everyone else is doing that.
Do I have to be like in the box?
No.
Okay, see, these are the things I need to know beforehand.
Well-
But tell me after this.
Yeah, can we go back to the session, please? You come in, disrupt everything. Go away.
No.
Ralph Fernandez second, 148.728. Look at Miller, goes third, 148.810.
Zarco's looking strong.
He is, isn't he? Wins not too dissimilar. As we take a look at down at the KTM factory garage. Problem is, all 3 factory KTMs are in this session. Pedrosa, Miller, and Binder. Binder's top. Miller's third, so they're going strong. But this is far cry from a year ago when they were 1-3 on the grid and absolutely dominated the weekend.
Miller's got a red Sector 1 too.
Yes, he does. Miller looking strong, 27.256. What's the second sector? 15.807. So losing it down a little bit.
Still faster than Binder.
Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave all these systems on for you so you can just walk in.
Right.
And I will also open TeamViewer on the laptop
I
so
would-
that somebody else can take control of it if they need to. So you'll be absolutely fine, Megan.
Okay.
Sorry. Zarco comes out of the line from P5, stays 5th. Track's not improving that much, is it? Was that somebody walking across the track?
I hope not.
Did you see this? Someone was walking across the sector there.
I could have sworn I saw
Yeah,
something like that.
as Pedrosa came into the pit lane. Interesting.
Maybe it was a bird.
Yeah, Augusta, possibly, yeah.
A really big bird.
Miller's up by 10th in the third sector. Might find something there across the line. Oliveira does a 148.735. He goes third fastest here at the moment. There's your chair.
Thank you. She'll sit down in a moment or two.
Miller, 4th. Stays 4th, 148.820. He cannot find that delta. Danny Pedrosa can. His middle sector is a 15.599. Red sector. That's faster.
I just thought I saw someone on the side of the track.
That probably was, yeah.
That's probably who we saw running across.
Marshals everywhere. Look at Pedrosa. Look at this. Reserve rider, wild card rider, but several times a world champion. You never discount Danny Pedrosa, and he is not losing anything.
Pedrosa's doing very well this weekend.
Can he get through to Q2?
Hopefully.
I'd love it if he could. Come on, Danny. What have you got to show us? I miss Pedrosa. I was so disappointed when he retired at the end of 2017. Won his last race.
Oh, that's always a good way to go out.
Well, he's not. He's back now, isn't he? He keeps doing these wildcard races.
Yeah, that's the thing about drivers and riders. Like, they say, I'm retiring. And it's like, no, you're not. The only one I know who's
Rossi.
actually means it is 2 people.
Yeah.
Rossi and Kimi Räikkönen.
148.699 for Danny Pedrosa. That puts him second fastest on the board.
I still hope Vettel will come back.
Oh, Ed had a frozen picture on his side, but it has now been sorted. Sounded like it was his problem.
Yeah.
Must say thanks to Jess and Ed for covering the Formula E this weekend. 148.626. I don't know why this bus mix does it better than yours. Like with yours, it just doesn't work. Like the
It's
audio.
smaller.
Your laptop, I don't know, it's weird. So, Group A has been done for Formula E. That's what SHT says. Evans, Verlaine, Gunther, Da Costa into the Jules. Nice. Pedrosa retired at the end of 2018, actually. His final full-time season was in 2018. The year, unfortunately, didn't get a single podium. Oh, yeah, hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm thinking of Julian Ryder's last race was in 2017, and Pedrosa won that. Sorry, getting confused. I miss Julian Ryder. I should try and get him on here for a race. That'd be fun. So, don't forget, top 2 go through from the 15 that qualify in this session. 4 minutes to go in Q1. I'd like to thank everyone for 209 concurrent viewers as well. Nice to see everybody back after a couple of weeks at different times of day. So I know a lot of our viewers, especially in Indonesia, didn't tune in to the America's Grand Prix because of the time difference, and they much prefer the European time zones because it's late evening for you. So welcome. Pleasure to have you back. And yeah, we missed everyone in Austin. Nice to see everybody catching back for the Spanish Grand Prix. It means a lot. April has been the night shift month.
It always is.
And it's killed our viewership quite a lot.
I've noticed that April, when it comes to motorsport, is hell.
Yeah. Same with October, really, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
That never goes down too well.
It's like I'm just praying for the month of May, which means I really want to get like the rest of April out of the way, which includes my birthday.
May is going to be fantastic, yeah. Live 8 hours a day for IndyCar 500. Look at Oliveira. 148.418. I told you Oliveira will go through,
Woohoo!
and he's done it by 0.2 of a second.
Look at Morbidelli's times though, and Miller.
Yeah, red sector 2 and 3, the pair of them, but 0.6 faster for Morbidelli. The track's not drying out; he's just finding better grip. This is an outstanding lap time for Morbidelli. Miller's going to take the line and improve only to 3rd place. He lost 0.2 in that last sector. But here comes Franco Morbidelli on the Prima Pramac. Arguably, you'd say this would be the one that goes through. It's a factory 24 bike, but Morbidelli's still recovering an awful lot after his preseason injury at Portimao, and he's fastest, yes! 147.887, goes top by half a second as well, but Brad Binder still finding the time too, and he's got 2.5 minutes.
That is not something you usually see recently from Morbidelli. He's usually like at least midfield, but jeez.
Binder had 2.5 tenths up, but in the 3rd sector, he's lost that time. 2.5 tenths down as he comes round the penultimate corner into the Pedrosa hairpin. The last corner on this track, turn 13, hard on the brakes, turn in, gently on the power, because it can spit you out. Now, look at that, exactly like that. He got the power too early, and it nearly sent him for a high side. Bad end to the lap from Binder, but improves to 62 thousandths off the pace of Morbidelli. 147.949. That's a good lap time there. Last lap time now for Binder, but I think that might get him safely through. Oliveira will have to try and find half a second. Is it track improvement, or is it just who's got the biggest to go out there?
Probably a bit of both, actually.
That could have been the fastest time. He picked 2.5 tenths in that last sector, but he made the mistake at the hairpin. But that would have got Binder P1.
It would have, though. Just shy of it.
Just shy. Zarco, P7. No idea. The computer switched itself off last night.
Did it?
Yeah.
Not going to do that tonight, is it?
I have no idea. I'm going to see why it did it and stop it.
Maybe it was doing an update.
Yeah, but OBS is on. Usually it doesn't shut down when OBS is on. So I'd probably check the box an hour before we actually need it tomorrow.
You did that update yesterday. Maybe it was doing updates.
Zarco goes 3rd, 148.102. Binder's 8 thousandths faster. Not much, but it's not much anyway. 62 thousandths. This is getting a bit tasty in this one. 2 tenths up from Brad Binder. It's still finding that grip, finding that time. Month of May coming up. French Grand Prix next. That interferes with, guess what?
What?
Formula E from Berlin. So you're covering the sprint race.
When's
live.
this?
10th, 11th of May? It'll be the Saturday, so you're covering the Tissot sprint race.
That could be difficult.
That's only 20 minutes on the Saturday. So Binder goes second. Checkered flag is out. Binder secures P2. Zarco could go P1 here with the fastest second sector. Oliveira's not going to improve. So it's Binder who's gone through. I thought Jack Miller might find something, but he's down in 5th position. So that's 15th on the grid. Salvador is 25th. Rins, 24th on the grid.
Jeez.
Yamaha really struggling out there. Augusto Fernandez goes 8th. Danny Pedrosa's 16th. He's, well, technically 6th, but you count 10 places back. Salvadori 11th.
Woohoo!
Great job for Lorenzo Salvadori on the Aprilia. The factory Aprilia goes 11th. And that puts Rins last on the Yamaha. Where's Quadraro? 22nd. Yamaha back at the grid. So's the Hondas. The Japanese manufacturers who were so strong, especially when I came into MotoGP, have fallen by the wayside and continue to keep doing it.
Jeez.
Well, 11 seconds slower, Megan. 11.8 seconds slower in the wet.
That is worrying. But not that worrying.
So, end of Q1, it's Morbidelli who goes through the fastest. He does a 147.887. Down you go. So then it's Binder second, 147.949. They're the two to Q2. 13th on the grid for Zarco, 14th for Oliveira, 15th for Miller, 16th for Pedrosa, 17th for Al Fernandez, 18th Augusto Fernandez, 19th Bridle, 20th is Mia, 21st Salvadori, 22nd Marini, 23rd Quadraro, 24th for Nakagami, and 25th for Rins across the board.
Jeez, it's really knackered first tyres.
Not the greatest, is it, Megan, for that one? That's a very worrying sign.
It is quite a worrying sign, though. Hold on a minute. Is Salvadori just not on wets at all? No, he is.
Wet tyres, medium.
He's chosen mediums.
Medium front and medium rear, considering everyone else had soft rear in that last session, yeah.
I got confused for a sec because it was coloured blue.
Let's head down to the paddock then, and Susie Perry.
Binder just squeezing his way through to Q2 then, Silvana. The South African Sultan of Slide out there today, wasn't he?
I mean, the determination. You see how much attack. I mean, you could see. I could just picture his teeth, behind the helmet. He was so committed to those laps. Brad Binder put it all on the line, for this qualifying. You know how much that means. Yesterday they had these issues. He crashed and couldn't put a really fast lap together, and he just took maximum risk there. This is pure commitment. This is, Brad Binder putting everything on the line and made it work. So I mean, just look at that. You're sliding the rear in, getting on the throttle just a little bit too hard here. Is that the slide in the last turn that we're going to see again? Yeah, it is. Traction control kicking in, back on the throttle, and a very well-deserved place into Q2 for Brad Binder. I mean, I'd like to see effort like this. People, some riders in those conditions, they know they have to take the risk, but it's difficult to put it all together. Brad Binder, he's a winner. He wants it.
We heard Francesco Guidotti in between the sessions there talking about the problems in the wet for the KTMs. Jack not getting through, Jack Miller not getting through, and the boys saying your weekend's done. But we did see Maverick Vinales come back all the way through from 11th in Austin. So is there some hope for Jack from where he's going to go from?
Well, 5th row of the grid, short run down into turn 1. He is one of the best starters on the line. So if he gets the clutch drop and can jump 1 row, he can make a few positions. But Jack was fighting for victories here last year, so he knows that's an uphill task. It's not an impossibility over the long race tomorrow if they've got their tyre wear managed right, but for the sprint it's a bit of an ask to come back from there. So yeah, he's got an uphill task, and it's a track he likes. He was fast here yesterday, so yeah, you can see the frustration. It was evident as he came back into the pit box.
Yeah, and of course on the podium last year as well, so more to come there. The only KTM, well, gas branded obviously, is Pedro Acosta, who's already through to Q2. We can go down to the pit lane now. Nat's catching up with his team boss Hervé Poncharal. What's he got to say?
Well, Hervé, the riders all know this track extremely well, but Pedro, who's a rookie, still learning about the MotoGP bike. Then you throw these conditions in, but he seems to be coping well with everything that's thrown at him. How's he feeling ahead of qualifying?
All what you said is correct, is right. Still, it was the second time on a wet track with a MotoGP bike for Pedro, which is, as you can imagine, quite difficult to handle, to understand. There was a few laps. The track is damp, not completely wet, but changing every lap. So clearly, I think he did a good morning session to understand. But the track is now a lot drier than what we used to have for our morning practice. So clearly, you know, there is pressure. So far, he's amazing, all of us, by the way he can cope with the pressure. The good thing is we are now in Q2, so worst case scenario, the grid position is still good. But I can tell you that he's not looking for being last of the Q2. This is very clear. The guys who were in Q1, I think Morbidelli and Binder, have a clear advantage now because they've been on track, they saw the track conditions, so sometimes we hate to go through Q1. But for this time, I think it's going to be interesting to watch. And nothing else to say, you know, just have fun, but it's going to be an interesting Q2.
I'm sure that Dani Pedrosa was interesting to watch for Pedro as well yesterday. He's not a bad teacher, is he?
No, he's a very good teacher, full praise from him, you know, he's helping Pedro the best way he can. But, you know, the grid position is always very important, but maybe Jerez more than some other place.
Thank you, Hervé.
Thank you.
Well, Hervé makes a good point, Michael, there, in that Franco Morbidelli was great in that last session, and Brad Binder have got the advantage of knowing what the exact track conditions are like. But it seems to me, and Sylvain and I were talking about this earlier in the programme, when Pedro doesn't know, like he hasn't had any wet experience really on a MotoGP bike, he hasn't got any experience with the tyres, so he doesn't know, so he goes out and just does his best. He's got no comparison.
Ignorance is bliss on some occasions, but obviously experience can be more beneficial. But I think the fact of not knowing, I forgot about those few laps he would have had in Sepang.
Yeah.
The pre-season test actually for the rookies, he got a few laps, but not a lot. So it's just 30 minutes worth of understanding Michelin tyres. Now he's going to have to deal with them on a dry track. Never experienced perhaps how they evolve. Sylvain was saying off air, you choose the medium, you build up over 15 minutes, whereas you've got a small window with the soft. So it's going to be which strategy works. Do you go with a medium, try and build up as the track evolves, gets a wider drying line and gets faster? Or do you do a two-stop, maybe go in and use two tyres? What would you go with, Sylvain, now?
I would go with two stops. I would go with two stops because the soft rear normally gives a bit of better outright performance. So you'd go with like 2 laps and 2 laps time attack. The track is drying, so those compound is going to be moving around a lot, and I think it's going to be hard for the guys that keep the same soft rear to improve at the end of the session with those track conditions at the moment.
Maverick Vinales pole last time, obviously in a purple patch in his career at the moment, 3 out of 4 wins in the last 4. So what can he do out there? Another pole, can he follow it on?
It's not been his conditions historically, but right now the purple patch is so good because you ride that crest of a wave. So he was in the top 6 there in the 30-minute session. So he's comfortable with the conditions. I wouldn't see him on pole today, but if he's in the front row of the grid, he's got such good race pace once again here around Jerez.
And Jorge Martin, we're looking at, obviously the championship leader, had such a consistent year so far, but would you say he's almost in damage limitation today?
Yeah, you would be as a championship leader. The state of mind would be like, I don't want to have a bad grid position, but I don't want to take too much risk and get injured on tricky track conditions like this. So for Jorge Martin, this is not the best conditions, and he's gonna have to go though. There's absolutely no choice here. He can't afford to qualify down the grid.
And why do you think it's a struggle, this track for him? Never had a podium in this class.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah,
because he did say pre-season he needed to be better at his weak track, so this is one of them. It's not clicked so far, but definitely don't rule him out of a sprint victory. So he just needs to be on the first 2 rows of the grid, and then Jorge has a shot.
Here is the rookie then, Pedro Acosta, who has wowed, well, the whole world of motorcycling really, coming into this couple of back-to-back podiums, youngest ever to do that. Hervé was sort of saying there, you know, wherever he qualifies now, it's not going to be too bad, but he'll want the first 2 rows, won't he?
For sure, he's going to be pushing. I think Pedro Acosta will be pushing the limits. We've seen it in the session earlier on in the wet, where he turned 5, he lost the front there and got it back. I mean, he was right on the money straight away with very little experience in the wet. We know these guys can adapt really quickly. It's going to be a new challenge, like Michael said, for him there on a drying track. He's not seen that before, so let's see how he gets on, but we know he's going to put everything on the line.
Yeah, difficult conditions as they head out. Then it has stopped raining. The blue skies are coming. The sun is coming out, but a wet track. This is the battle for the front row for pole position. Who will make it? Neil and Gav, over to you guys.
Q2 is underway here then for the Spanish Grand Prix of MotoGP. In this session, Bagnaia, Viñales, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Acosta, Binder, Aleix Spargo, D'Antonio, Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Martin and Marc Marquez venture out into the circuit as well. Track temperature, that's at air temperature 15 degrees, ground temperature 18 degrees, 2 km wind speed blowing from the southeast, 84% chance of rain. But Megan Birch, it's not raining. It's going to start drying out. Is anyone going to risk it later on in the session when it dries, or is it wets for the end?
I mean, for now, I think for at least half the session, I would tell them to stay on wet. But if there is a dry line that appears, then I would risk it with the dry tyres.
I'm with you on that one as well, because it does dry incredibly quickly here at Jerez, and especially with the ground temperature now at 18 degrees, it's going to start burning up quite quick. In fact, there's already a bit of a dry line coming through turns 6 and 7, so that's at the hairpin of Dry Sack, coincidentally enough, which is actually a local winery, but it was renamed the Pedrosa hairpin. The last corner has been renamed to the Lorenzo hairpin. New tyre compound, you can see on your driver tracker above us as well. Rain tyres, medium, brand new for everyone. Apart from 3-lap-old soft rear tyres from Morbidelli and Enea Bastianini, and everyone else on brand new front mediums and rear mediums for Viñales, Binder and Aleix Spargo. Then everyone else brand new soft rear tyres, as I said, bar Morbidelli and Bastianini, who are on 3-lap-old rear softs. 4-lap now, actually, because they've crossed the line. But still, not too bad, actually. Well, Morbidelli just crossed in from the previous session, so he's just going to use the same tyre again. I'm surprised, actually, that Brad Binder's... Oh, no, Brad has now gone... no, he's got the same brand new tyres as well. So thought they might have a little change around. Hasn't, to go into it. You know, by the way, I'll be trackside tomorrow at Donington Park, just to let you all know. Do you know what Kellyanne's going to do when I get back from the circuit tomorrow? She's cooking a Sunday dinner, a chicken Sunday dinner. How lovely.
Aww.
And considering I wouldn't have eaten all day, that's how nice of her. And I'm coming back very late Monday, as I told you. What was it, about 6:30?
8. 6:30 is when you get on the train.
Yeah, so I'm still spending the whole day so I can help with Zara and everything and help around, and so I'm actually there for a day. Also, I'll be shattered. And I'm back for your birthday.
Yeah, you better be.
I will.
Otherwise, I'm going there and getting you.
Don't worry, it's fine. I'll be there. Right, let's have a look then from Enea Bastianini's first sector time. No one else is going to be sitting red sectors in this first part of the session because they're all brand new. Oh, Binder's run out of it. Too deep. And there's Acosta.
Oh, that was close. Almost hit tyres there.
Yeah, it was Pedro Acosta who almost got a little bit of a side bang from Brad Binder. Factory KTM versus customer team, but on the same bike, and Acosta goes through, and that's going to spoil Brad's lap. So basically, Brad, you spoiled my lap after you made a mistake. I'm going to make sure that you know, out you go, Sonny.
His first vengeance.
Yeah. Can Pedro Acosta this weekend take another one of Danny Pedrosa's records and become the youngest ever rider to win a Premier Class race? Stands to reason he could.
His statistics are showing that he's due for a win.
Yeah, he's done everything right, exactly the same as both Marc Marquez and Danny Pedrosa. Now we're in the 4th round of the season. Can he take a race win? Reminder, tomorrow, Moto2 and Moto3 will not be live because of clashing series. They'll air on a tape delay Tuesday. We'll record them Monday, so you won't know. But MotoGP will be live as per normal. Everything live for the Premier Series. Marc Marquez, though, will start his home Grand Prix from P1 provisionally. And look, he's gone second, Pedro Acosta. But Marc is 0.5 of a second faster than Pedro Acosta already. Outstanding lap time for Marc Marquez there.
It was, but he has slowed down in the field compared to everyone else.
Oh, now look at the red sectors, because here comes Acosta, here comes D'Antonio, Martin, coming in with Bezzecchi, Bagnaia, and Brad Binder. So even Brad Binder's finding some pace, but that's because every second they're out there, the track is constantly improving. It's constantly having better runs. Gift says, I need a Marc Marquez pole. Might just get that, half a second at the moment, but Bagnaia's a 10th down in that first sector, and in sector 2, so he's not going to do it. Martin's up, but only by, 60 thousandths, so 6/100ths of a second. 27 thousandths for D'Antonio. 5/10ths from Brad Binder. Where did he find that? 15.283 in the middle sector. outshining everybody at the moment.
He is.
And he's on those medium rubber, the same as we saw Raul come through yesterday, well, in the previous session with. So let's see what he's got to run out of the last corner.
I do find it interesting how both Mark and Morbidelli have both zero, it's like, it doesn't have a orange or a red compared
They've
to
just
the
had a
rest of the
completely
field.
off lap, yeah.
Yeah, I know that they're not doing enough, that they're not doing a, well, what's it called, a slow lap.
Slow lap, yeah. They're just off the pace by
Yeah.
fractions, so they're pushing it harder.
Because Acosta had just
Look
come
at
off
this.
the fast lap.
Look at this. Martin goes second. Bagnaia goes fifth. Morbidelli's into the pit lane. Bezecchi goes seventh. But we've got Martin across the line with Brad Binder. Martin second. Binder top. Binder top by 0.2 of a second. 1:47.807. Great lap time there from the 33 of Brad Binder. Now, that's more like the KTM we're used to seeing.
It is, and it's...
Now he's on a slow lap.
Because I think going on the curbs isn't exactly going to increase speed.
Acosta's changing rear tyre. What's he on at the moment?
Acosta is currently on a soft rear tyre.
So is he going to plug in a medium? Is that the best for the conditions as well?
Maybe, though Binder may be on 2 mediums and it going well for him, but the other 2 mediums of Vinales and Espargaro, it's not going well.
Fernandez is... Fernandez is at the back of the garage, as I saw. Acosta is going to change to a medium rear, I can tell. I think Mark might do the same. Look, did the call lap, 96 hands off the pace. Bike looks twitchy. That was a poor turn 6 as well. He took three attempts to get to the apex.
He definitely needs to change his tyres.
Yeah, I don't think the soft rears are the way to go. Digintonio, fastest third sector, 32.687, and Digintonio has been called for a box tyre change. So yeah, I reckon we're about to see them all go to a medium rear tyre because...
I wonder if they're going to go to dries.
Well, if it's
halfway through.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same, because you can't go wet. Oh, Mark, how did he save that? Coming out of turn 12, Marc Marquez nearly had a high side. The rear leg got on him, jumped off it, and he literally just came back down and put his hand and said, I've had a moment there, I'm not going to be on a fast lap. But how did he save that? And they're all coming in.
Yep, they're all changing their tyres. I wonder if to dries, like I predicted.
Let's take a look. So, is he going to touch the curb? Turns in. Just lost.
He almost falls off.
Yeah, he twitched it, didn't he? And he's got paint on it. I wonder if he's just touched a white line on entry.
Look at his leg.
Yeah.
He just loses his grip.
It's his leg. He lost his grip on his leg. He didn't drop the bike or anything.
I wonder
the bike
if
was
he had
terrible.
a muscle twitch or something.
He twitched. That leg twitched out the way.
Like cramping or something.
Yeah. That wasn't the bike slipping or anything. That was Mark going, oh.
That's why he was able to recover it so quickly, because it wasn't the bike, it was him.
Yeah, he fell.
Which is surprising.
Don't see that often from Mark.
And such a slow corner.
Yeah. Because you don't lose it there. It's an off-throttle turn and you don't lose it that part of the track. And Mark, it was his leg. Just twitched it. Okay.
I suppose it happens.
I'm keeping my eye on Pedro Acosta. He's gone out on the track. Medium rear. Look at that. 2 front, old medium tyre for 2 laps. He's gone medium rear. Martin's back out. Oh, no, is he coming to the pit lane or come out of the pit lane?
Still on the rain.
Yeah. Bagnaia coming out. What's he going on? Bagnaia, I think, has stayed on those tyres. Yeah, he has. Same tyres. So, oh, slicks! Slicks! No. I got excited then. When it was spinning, it looked like it was a slick. But it's wet.
I hope someone's got to do it.
It looked like slicks, didn't it, when it was rolling around?
It looks dry enough.
That's Marc Marquez looking at the new rear tyre. That's a medium tyre as well. So medium rear for Mark.
I mean, it looks dry enough to go out there.
What's the weather? 83% humidity. Track temperature hasn't changed.
Still an 83% chance of rain, I suppose.
It's hanging around. It's still wet offline as well. And I would have braved a slick. It looks okay to me. There's not as much.
Someone's got to do it.
Compared to what we had in Q1, there's not a lot of spray around. And even free practice too, just for this. There's not a lot of spray around.
Someone's got to be the one to brave it with a slick.
Yeah. Acosta on a lap time in that new medium rear, the one that he wanted, the one that Brad Binder, the factory KTM, but the same bike. Gas and KTM have the same bike, the 24 model. It worked better with it. As my phone rings. Oh, and Acosta nearly losing it through 4. through the right-hander. Just twitching ever so slightly.
Got almost 5 minutes left of this part of qualifying.
Look at Acosta's first sector time, 26.955. Second sector,
Doing well for him.
15.222. He's a 10th up on Binder as he comes into dry sack at turn 6.
Could he get his first pole?
Oh, that would be something, wouldn't he? And it would be his first pole position in MotoGP, and it would be pole position for the sprint and the Grand Prix tomorrow. If Acosta wins on our trackside.
I don't know if he'll be happy or sad.
Valentino Rossi won the British Grand Prix, his first British... Valentino Rossi won his Premier Class Grand Prix, his first one at at Donington Park.
Oh.
If I commentate from Donington Park on another new legend getting his first race win, that would be something.
That would be legendary.
Yeah, I'd quite like to see Acosta do that, to be fair. I'm quite now hoping that happens tomorrow in some weird way. Binder is looking very good on his opening lap, by the way, as we see Acosta. Oh, he's dropped it!
No!
At the last corner, and he was 6/10 up!
Doesn't look like you're going to get to comment.
Oh, Pietro! Come on, get it up! You've kept it going. The marshals will help you. Go, boy, go! Go, go, go! Good boy, good boy.
He must have hit a wet patch.
Yeah, he lost it just before at turn 12. And into turn 13, the front just dips away from him. On the damp patch, you can see just an extra line of water. And he just dropped from underneath him. But the tyres are fine. Don't worry, Pietro, you can do it again. You've got 3 minutes, do a cool lap. Get out there and blast it away. You've got time.
Come on.
Look at Marco Bezzecchi, though. Bezzecchi is 7/10 up now, coming into that last corner. There's gravel there. Doesn't cost him. It's like there's a new wet line in the last corner. Can you see it? It's like, where's that water come from? Up to the line. Valentino Rossi is here, cheering on his boys, and his pole! 1:47.044. He is 7/10 faster than anyone else. What can we see from Bagnaia? Up towards the line. He's towing his championship rival, Martin. Bagnaia, 4th. Martin, 2nd. 1:47.381. But Marc Marquez is up by 1/10.5 in the second sector. This is unbelievable for Marco Bezzecchi.
Did Via...
And did she go third?
Just do that?
Yeah.
One clip of Rossi, and all of a sudden it's like, gotta impress boss.
Out qualifying the field now, 3/10 to Martini, who puts it in second after that tow. But Marc Marquez is proving the track is getting faster, faster, faster. Into turn 13, the Pedrosa hairpin, flicks it down, doesn't take too much of a lean angle through, gets back on the power, very quick and very nice, up towards the line. What can we see from Marc Marquez? It's a provisional pole. Yes, it is! 1:46.773. First one of the day into the 1:40. Oh, and he nearly loses it through 1. And he's lost his last lap. He's lost his last lap. He was on another push and he almost dropped in the first corner. Mark's done for the session. Even though he hasn't crashed, he won't get any further.
Right, so he just... What does he do? Does he just hit the curbs wrong?
No, he lost the front. He tried to turn it.
Oh, his knee.
Yeah.
So that's him twice.
Well, the front... No, the front dipped. And then he saved it on the knee. Look, watch. Right. Turns in. Alex Marquez goes 6th. Turns in. Then tries to go, I better go for another push. And mid-corner, the front just dropped. He did well to save that. That would have gone out from underneath him. Wow.
It would have gone better for him if he did.
Who's improving? No one. Bagnaia's a second down. Bagnaia's not even the championship leader, let's not forget.
Yeah.
So much for this being a Ducati dominated year. Factory Ducati's not going anywhere near. Bagnaia 6th only. Acosta only P9, but he'll have another run. Acosta will have another run.
Woohoo.
But I don't know. He's going to be running it through. Will he have another run? No, he won't. Acosta won't have another run. Acosta's too slow. Oh, and he's nearly dropping it as well.
Come on, speed up.
Acosta's not going to have another run. Look, 1:10 with 25 to go.
What's that?
That takes us to 1:30. And something's flapping off the bike there from Acosta. What was that? It looked like a strap.
It is, look.
Yeah. And that's from his cooling, his rev counter. The strap that they put around it, that's come off.
That's unsafe.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame for Acosta. He'll start where? 10th on the grid. Bezzecchi might take pole. Martin's close to it as well. Checker flags out. Franco Morbidelli goes into 8th position.
Alex is looking strong.
Few improvements out there as well. I'm keeping my eye on Marco Bezzecchi. Acosta tried, but fails. He'll start this race P10. Oh, and that's Bezzecchi! Bezzecchi's running deep at turn 7.
So he's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's at the dry sack. So that's Bezzecchi's lap time done. He'll start second. Marc Marquez might have his first pole for Grassini. On home soil, Mark's going to try and do it. Alex Marquez, 6th.
Takes it away from Bagnaia.
I put him down to 7th. Martin's dropped 7/10 as well. Anticlimactic end to qualifying, it seems. Which is a disappointing run, but well, we'll see what it has. Mark is just watching on going, do I have pole? Yes, I do. No one else is improving. You can see on the Delta times, nobody else has that run around.
It's like, haha, I win.
Aprilio no pace, says SHT. Gift says, yes, I think it's Mark on pole after all. Is Martin going to find it into the line? No, stays 3rd. Digi, already, as we know, down on pace. So, yeah, that's it, I'm afraid. The run around is over. Grassini have pole position, and it's Marc Marquez on home soil who has pole position. And more poetic than that, it's at the circuit which started off his injury and lost him the championship form back in 2020. He'll tackle Jerez once more, and he'll do it with the sprint and the Grand Prix from P1. Is it Mark's turn to win?
Hopefully, it'll be nice for him to get at least a win back.
1.1 seconds faster than the Q1 time. So the track did improve, but not a lot. That was the big taking point from that session, I think.
It's cloudy a bit.
Yeah, there's no sun out there to heat that track up, is there? Well, there's a little bit starting to blaze where Marquez is now, look. Look at Mark! It's like he's won a Grand Prix! First ever pole with Ducati for Marc Marquez. Grassini have it, and it's on the 23 bike. And Jerez de la Fontana have gone nuts. And the 93 fans love it as well. Enjoyment says, so happy for Mark. Gift says, yippee. So much for Mark is finished. He's such an inspiration. Acosta, please, says Nagaswa. SHT says, tough for Aprilia 11th and 12th. Yeah, Acosta P10. Just lost it, but I think he could have had pole.
He could have.
And he'll learn. He's early in his career. He'll learn.
It's his first attempted pole.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do practice start at the end of qualifying, so I don't know why Mark has. You're not allowed to do that.
Is he trying to get